Hello, water managers. My name is Matt Fleming. I am a member of the Water Management Systems Division at the Hydrologic Engineering Center. And in this presentation, we're going to jump into an orientation of the Control and Visualization Interface, or the CAVI. So the overview is going to include discussion of the main components or the user interface within the CAVI. We'll talk about map layers, time series icons, and the information that you can access through those icons, and then touch on scripts in the CAVI. So the CAVI purpose, it serves as the main interface to the core water management system, or SWMS. You can visualize data, you can edit data, you have access to the models that are doing the numerical simulations that help you perform your water management mission. And then more specifically, you can view the status of data feeds and gauge the quality of the data that you're using in your forecast. You can validate the data. You can view hydrologic or meteorologic conditions in the watershed. You can plot and tabulate and edit time series data. You can run the models that are part of your forecast suite of models. And then real quick before we jump to the next slide, just a CAVI project is what we usually refer to as a watershed. And the watershed is going to contain all of the data that you are visualizing to help you make decisions about the more or less the reservoirs that are within that watershed. All right, so this figure on this slide shows the main user interface for the CAVI. You can see that it's pretty busy. There's standard information here. You have your title bar at the top of the screen. You have your menu bar. And this menu bar is going to change based on the different modules that you have selected here. And there's 4 main modules within the CAVI. There's your data acquisition, data visualization, the modeling tab, and then the setup tab. Each time you click one of these tabs, the map should change for you. What you should see here on the left side is going to change as well, and then some of the menu options are going to change for you too. So these are the module tabs. The main toolbar, that's going to change a little bit based on what you have selected, but mostly it stays pretty consistent. So you can see the different icons or buttons that you have available from the main toolbar. This is the map window right here. You're going to have a different map window for each module that you have selected here. And then at the bottom left, this is what we refer to as the watershed pane down here. And then when you're within certain tabs, certain modules, this is going to change as well based on the selections that you have throughout this part of the window. And then at the bottom right side of the figure here, you have your message pane. And again, the message pane is going to be pretty specific to the module that you have selected. All right, let's talk about map layers. A layer is a set of objects drawn in a CAVI map. So examples of background map layers that you can add to a watershed. You can turn on internet maps. You can add aerial photos or other georeferenced images. I'm sure most watersheds or all watersheds are going to have some kind of shape files associated with them. You can bring in your subbasin shape files, stream outlines, you name it, you can bring those shape files into the watershed. Also county and political boundaries too. Grids, you can visualize precipitation temperature grids that are within a DSS file, and you'll learn more about that. The main component for organizing the spatial information is the stream alignment. And whenever you're creating a watershed from scratch, getting that stream alignment added to the CAVI watershed is a really important step. I'm not going to jump into that in this presentation, but you can find stream alignment and getting the stream alignment set in the SWMS user's manual. And then model representation, you can see different icons that represent different components of the numerical models that you have within your SWMS watershed. For example, your ResSim reservoir icons, those are going to be visualized for you within the map area within the CAVI. And then the bottom set of bullets here, those are really focused on your time series icons And you can divide those into sublayers. So if you want to organize those icons so that you can quickly turn on and off specific components or classes of time series icons, so flow, stage, or precipitation layers, you can set it that way. You can visualize information whether it's been validated or not, and you can change the thumbnail color that you see on these different icons. All right, let's talk about the time series icons a little bit more. They represent a location that is associated with one or more data sets. And those data that can come specifically from the Oracle database or from a DSS file. They can also be from model results. So a DSS file that has model results, so specifically the forecast DSS file, whenever you create a new forecast, you can have the CAVI set up so that those results from a forecast are visualized within the map window for the specific forecast that you have selected. Paired data curves, you can display those, but you can't mix and match paired data and time series data as well. And then finally, if you have images or documents or live videos and you want to set those up to the icons, you can do that too. You can see a figure on this slide. So those, if you squint your eyes just a little bit, you can see those icons are being configured. This is probably within the setup tab. So you're setting up those icons, you're adding them to the map geographically where they should live based on the data stream that's coming in. It could be a flow gauge, a precipitation gauge, or temperature gauge, or different types of data. So you would geographically locate that information and then set up the linkage of that data to a source. And you can kind of see that in this figure here. So this data is being referenced to a DSS file, and you can see the path name that's selected for that data. And for those time series icons, you can set the way that it's visualized within the different map windows. You can choose a graphical symbol that's specific to the type of model element that it represents. And so in this figure here, it's an HMS icon. So maybe that data that was defined in the map is being pulled from a forecast DSS file, and it represents results from HMS. And so you could visualize that icon using the HMS graphic. You could visualize those data locations with just a simple dot. You could use a thumbnail plot that shows you the time series data in a very small thumbnail plot. Then you could use different color bars. So there's a quality color bar that shows you the quality of the data. Is it missing? Has it been validated? Is it unvalidated? You can quickly see that information visually with these different colors. And then a threshold color bar, you can set up those thresholds that indicate whether flows are exceeding certain values. And if they are, then the color bar will display different colors for you to help you quickly see if there are issues or not. With any of the time series icons, you can always right-click on them and visualize the data. So you have access to plots like this on the left side, where you can customize the visualization of that time series data. You can also tabulate the data. So if you want to see specific values, you can always get to the time series information there. Scripts are a set of instructions to perform common tasks. So you can set up a script to plot data from different locations in one plot window using different viewports, different line styles, and whatnot. You can also use scripts to pull information. So the figure on this slide shows one of the example scripts from the workshop CAVI watersheds that we use for the class. And in this one, it's a USGS script. It's a simple script that goes out to the USGS website and pulls in time series information for the time window that the user defines. You can run those scripts from buttons in specific windows. If you're in the data acquisition tab, you can set a script button there and simply click that button, and it will perform the task that you define in the script. Or from the script scheduler, there's an option to set that up so that the script is run at a specific time and day. All right, that's the end of the first part here. If you have any questions, there's additional resources on this slide, and I want to thank you for your time.